Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar, which is on the very exciting mySalon app, specifically for Shortcuts Live. So my name's Stephanie, and I'll be taking you through today's content. So we're just going to start with a little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. So the duration of this afternoon's webinar will be around 20 minutes, depending on how many questions we get. Your speakers need to be turned on to be able to hear me, obviously, and my microphone is the only one that's on, so everyone else has been muted, but that doesn't mean you can't have your say. Please feel free throughout the webinar to use the chat box that we use for our sound check to ask any questions that you'd like. So what are we going to be going through today? We're going to be going through everything to do with the app. So that's going to be understanding what the app is, how your clients use it. Obviously, we're going to go through some settings, so how to actually set the app up. So what to check in your Shortcuts Live account is set up correctly. What you need to check for your online booking and My Local Salon is set up, as well as we're going to go through how your clients use the app, so how they download it and connect with your business, and then obviously how you let them know, how you spread the word that you have this fabulous new mySalon app available. So the mySalon app. So what is the mySalon app? So it's a very powerful tool. So this is basically enabling you to connect with your clients and build a really meaningful relationship, which provides them with instant access to all your latest news, specials, and gives them the ability to book online anywhere, anytime. So this is basically taking online booking to the next level. For online booking, it's great. However, it doesn't necessarily give them that instant gratification. They've kind of got to go to your website or your Facebook page, look you up, and then make a booking. The great thing about the app is that it's on their phone, always there. So as soon as they think of you, they can jump on there, make a booking, look at all your latest news, or see what's happening with their upcoming appointments. So to make this really specific and catered to your business, you've got 5 different app options to choose from. So there's 5 different industry streams, and you can choose the most suitable one for your business. So there's the mySalon app, of course, the My Beauty app, My Spa app, My Clinic app, and My Barber app. So you can choose the app which is most suitable to you, and that's the app that you're going to tell your clients about. So let's go through the 3 main checks in Shortcuts Live that you need to make sure are set up before you start telling your clients about the app. Okay, so we've come into my Shortcuts Live account here. So the number 1 thing you want to check first is your business setup. So I'm going to come to General Setup, then Business Setup. And you kind of just want to make sure everything on this page is up to date. So your name's correct, your logo's correct, your opening hours are all up to date and recent, as well as just making sure what you would notice, this down the bottom here has been added, your My Local Salon descriptions and your pricing band have actually been popped in here so that you can now update all of those directly in your Shortcuts Live account. Once you've updated all your business details, the next thing you want to do is update all your employees and make sure that all the latest information's in there. So under Employees and Roster, you simply come to Employees. Now in here, there's a few main things that you want to check because a lot of this is going to be visible on your app. So first of all, if you want the employee to be visible on your app, they need to be available for online booking. So down the bottom here, where you've got this toggle, if it's set to no, you simply want to change that to yes. And that means that this employee will now be available for online bookings and now be available through the mySalon app. Secondly, you probably want to update an image on here. What's great about the app is it actually shows the employee images. So I'd certainly encourage you to get some pictures of your employees because it really adds that personal touch and lets your clients get to know them. As well as that, you want to add a biography in here. Oh, let me fix up that little spelling mistake. There we go. So this is an area where you really want to showcase your employees. So you want to put information here such as their levels of experience, what they're passionate for, and what services they really specialize in. It's a great way for your clients to get to know employees. It may encourage them to try new employees for new services and let them know once you've had someone new come on. Once that's all done, you simply hit done. So as well as just updating those employee cards, the next thing you want to do is actually check they've got a roster. This is really, really important. As with online booking, the app also will only look for availabilities when you've got your employees rostered on. So you want to make sure that you have got a roster filled out like I've got here, and you also want to make sure that it goes far enough into the future or as far as possible so that your clients can perhaps book their next appointment. So it's up to you what you'd like to do. Generally, minimum of about a month in the future if possible, just so your clients are really able to utilize the app to make their next booking. Just as a bit of a reminder, to add a shift, you simply click on a cell and then just pop in the start and finish time over at the side here and hit done. That'll then add that shift in. Okay, so next is your services. So to get to your services, you come to your item setup and then come into services. You want to make sure there's a couple things done in here. Number one, make sure that your service categories are online. So beauty treatments here, if I come to the details, you need to make sure that again, this online booking option is set to yes. If it's set to no, just simply click on the toggle to change that to a yes. So that's nice and easy. As well as the category, you need to do the same thing to the services in the category if you want those online. So if I come into beauty treatments and come into eyebrow tint, again, I'm going to click on the details here, and we want to make sure that again, this online booking is set to yes. Another really nice touch, which is quite similar to doing the employee biographies, is to add a service description in here. So this is where you might pop in details about your service. Not sure about eyebrow tint. I'm sure some of you can come up with some creative descriptions for that. But think about services where the name isn't perhaps so obvious. So something like a service called a glamour pack. You might pop in the description that the glamour pack includes a 30-minute facial, an express pedi, and an express mani. Okay, so I've had a question here from Carla. So Carla's asking if she has to put descriptions. You certainly don't, but it is a really nice touch in there. It really helps advertise your services, Carla, and I think it's a great way to maybe get your clients interested in services that they may not have otherwise booked. Think of it like a menu. Sometimes just reading an item doesn't mean anything, but if they put a really yummy description on there, you really, really want to order it. Hope that answers the question, Carla. All right, so that's pretty much it for Shortcuts Live. So it's just making sure those 3 areas are set up. Obviously, just making sure with the services that your pricing and timings are correct on there as well, because it's going to behave the same as online booking when it's looking for those availabilities. Okay, so next is everything in the Smart System console. So we're just going to review some of the settings that you guys probably have already done from your online booking training. We're going to go through the site setup, the BookMe setup, the mylocalsalon specials, and then we'll get right into the good stuff of setting up and designing your app. So for those of you who haven't been in here in a while, to get to your Smart System console, you simply go to console.shortcutsoftware.com and log in with your regular Shortcuts Live login. So let's just refresh ourselves on a few things here. We're going to come into the site settings first. A lot of this is going to cross over from your Shortcuts Live account, but just making sure that all these details in here are right. Next, and very importantly, the BookMe settings. So there's a few in here that I just want to refresh you all on, just so you're understanding how this is going to work. So earliest booking allowed, I always like to point this one out so that you understand how clients can make bookings. So this is how soon to right now a client's able to search for a time slot. So having this set to 0 is really fantastic because it means that your clients can search for this afternoon. And if you had a vacancy, they can book in. So it's getting that client in as soon as they're free and obviously filling up spaces that otherwise may have not have been filled. However, keeping in mind if you set this to 0, it means that clients can go on this evening and book for first thing tomorrow. Now, if that's not something that you're comfortable with, you may want to set this to 1 day, which puts a 24-hour buffer on it. If you do set it to 0, just make sure that you're really on top of your roster and it's always up to date so that clients aren't booking in slots that aren't actually available. Latest booking allowed. So this is how far into the future your clients can book. So you can set this to whatever you'd like, but just keep in mind your roster. If your roster's only done about 2 months in advance, you might only want to set this to 60. If you generally have your roster 3 months in advance, you might want to set it to 90. Latest cancellation allowed. So I'm going to open this up for you guys. How do you feel about clients cancelling appointments online? Haters, someone wrote. Don't mind, perfect. Don't like it. Okay, so a bit of mixed feelings about this. Keeping in mind, guys, that clients who book online generally are the type of clients who don't really like to call. So this is completely up to you what you'd like to do with this. However, keep in mind that if a client's not able to make it to an appointment, you'd obviously much rather they cancel than not show up at all. So what you can do is you can allow them to cancel, and with that you can put a bit of a buffer on there. So I'm going to put in mind that clients are able to cancel up to 1 day in advance of their appointment. If it's anything under 24 hours, it'll show on the app that they need to call to cancel. So up to you guys there. All right, so I'm going to scroll down. The next one which the app takes into consideration, which you're probably already going to have set up, is your service booking order. Now, my test one's not the best example of this. This is really relevant for hair, beauty, barber, clinic, everybody. Sometimes you have services that you like to do in a particular order. So with hair, most of you like to do your colours before your cuts, and you wouldn't want the booking to come in the other way around. With beauty, you certainly wouldn't want someone booking in a tan before they book in a wax. So you simply just need to come through here and order your service categories in the order in which you complete their service. That way, no matter what order the clients select the services in, it'll always respect the order that you prefer. Next is your Facebook main page. This is great. This is so that the app links directly with your Facebook page and has all the latest news on there. To do this, you simply hit choose. The first time you do this, it'll ask you to log into your Facebook. So that's your Facebook login because you'll be the administrator of your business page. It'll then bring up a list of your page or any pages that you manage. You simply select the page that is your shortcuts page, hit set page, and you'll know that it's worked because you'll get this number here, and that indicates that you've correctly set up your Facebook business page with the app. There's lots of other settings in here which you might want to refresh yourself on, such as if you want to show prices, show duration, send a booking email, and then obviously allow cancellations. If you untick this, it won't allow it at all. If it's ticked, it'll use that setting that we put in up the top. And allow clients to rebook past appointments. I love this. I think it's such a cool feature in the app to really let your clients book things quickly. I know if I go somewhere, I might have a really specific set of services with specific employees. So perhaps I like to have my haircut done by Sarah, I like to have my colour done by Alice, and I like to have my style done by Ben. If I've had that before, in the app, I can go to my previous appointments. It'll know all the services I've had and the employees I had it with. I can simply hit rebook and go straight to the date and time selector. So it makes it much faster for me to get that perfect booking that I want. So up to you guys if you'd like to tick that one. And then your employee selection type. So whether you want them to only see the individual names of your employees. Having the any option is great because it means if they're not particularly concerned or don't want to request a specific employee, they can simply choose the any option and it'll find the soonest appointment for that service that they're after with any of your employees. You can also switch on genders there. If you'd like it where your clients can choose a preference over the gender of the employee who completes their service, you simply just need to tick the 2 genders. And that's it for the BookMe settings. So nice and easy. Okay, we're quickly going to come into the My Local Salon settings here. Again, a lot of these have already been set up for you guys through your Shortcuts Live, but probably come in to just refresh yourself again on this one. And there is one thing that's really important in here. So just scroll through and make sure everything's been set up and ticked for you. Again, the products down the bottom. One thing that's really great about the app is advertising your latest specials and offers. To do this, you simply need to set up a My Local Salon special. Okay, so to create a new special, you simply hit create a special. I've previously done a video on this if you guys would like some more in-depth detail, but let's quickly run through it. You give your special a name, you add a description, you pop in whether it's a percentage or a dollar amount off, pop in a voucher code. You can put in specific details like if there's a limit daily or a limit in total for people to book this special. Pop in when it's available, who the special's with employee-wise, and what the services are. So you might want to create something like Student Wednesdays, where after 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, any students who come in receive 20% off. You can specify that up here by only selecting a Wednesday and then popping in the times over at the right here. You then may only want a couple employees, let's say Alice and Anthony, doing those student specials, and then you'd select the services which are relevant. Once you've set up the special, you simply hit save. Okay, so let's get into actually setting up your app. So you click on this mySALOnapp tile, And the first thing you're going to be asked to do is enter a business code. Now, this is extremely important because this is how your clients are going to connect to your business. So you want to pop something in here that's really easy for them to remember, preferably relevant to your business name, and this is what they're going to type in once they download the app to link to your store. Once you've chosen a business code, you need to hit check for availability to make sure that this code is available. So only one site can have one business code. So I'd probably recommend you all jump in there and save yourself your business code that's relevant because no one else can have it. Once you've entered your business code, you've then got these 3 other menus. Now, there's no real rule what order you do this in. You may find yourself flicking back and forth between these quite a bit. Doing the design of the app is really fun, and it's a great way for you to brand the app to suit your business and your style. I'm going to come to theming first because it's probably the easiest one to do first. So in theming, this is where you sort of lay out the look and feel of it. So you may wish to choose from one of our preset themes up the top here, like so. Or you can completely customize this by choosing on the colored bars here, popping in the color you'd prefer, and you'll see it make that change over at the right-hand side. So certainly work your way through. I'd encourage you to actually download the app on your phone so you can see the changes as you're making them. One little piece of advice, where you've got your affirmative and negative buttons, probably don't steer too far away from red and green on these because you want to make sure that it's nice and easy to use for your clients. So once you've popped in the theming, I'd certainly encourage you to give the app to one of your employees and just make sure that it's easy for them to use, read, and understand. Once you're happy with your theming, you simply save. And then you move on to the next 2 pages, which is the tile and the dashboard. And these are the ones that I find you kind of flick back and forth between because the images that you use really depend on the design. And the design depends on the images. So you go back and forth a little bit. So on your dashboard, you're going to have tiles and you need to choose what tiles you want, what you would like the image to be, and where you want them going, basically. So you've got default tiles, which are our preset tiles that have very specific purposes. You can also add your own custom tiles, which will take your clients to any URL that you would like. So the example I have as a custom tile here is Instagram. You could do any of your social media, such as Google Plus or Pinterest, or you might just want a tile that goes to your website. I'm going to quickly talk you through these default tiles. The My Appointment tile takes your clients to their future appointments and past appointments. This is where they can cancel and rebook. The About tile is about your business, so this shows the clients your opening hours, your description, the products you offer, and some of the services you offer. The My Profile is your client's profile, so this will show them their details they've filled out, such as their email address, first name, last name. The Book Now tile is probably one of the most important tiles, as this is where your clients make bookings. The Meet the Team tile, which is the tile that showcases all of your employees. It shows their images and biographies. Specials will show your My Local Salon specials you have set up. I'd only encourage you to use this tile if you probably have specials set up. You wouldn't perhaps want your clients clicking into a tile that didn't have any specials in there. Services will show your service menu. The News tile shows your Facebook feed. Check-in and visit history are for our clients using our walk-in manager, so shouldn't be relevant to anyone in today's webinar. Okay, so each one of these tiles, as you would have seen as I was clicking on them, give you the option to upload an image. They also give you the option to change the label here as well. So the label is what shows to the client on the dashboard. So instead of it saying My Appointments, you might want it to say something different. I can't think of anything for My Appointments, but instead of Book Now, you might have Online Booking or Make an Appointment. You can certainly change the labels to whatever you think will be most easily recognizable for your clients. And you can also change the images. So we've got some default images in there for you, which I know some of you have already seen because I saw a question pop up, which I'll come back to. Or you simply remove these and upload your own images. It does accept JPEGs, PNGs, and I believe bitmaps as well. However, the type of image and sizing that you upload really depends on your dashboard layout, which I think is going to answer this question that Carla's asked. You can see the image I've uploaded here is more of a banner size. That's because I want this one to be a banner. However, other tiles such as the Meet the Team are more of like a slight rectangle square. Those are because I want those to be that sort of shape. That'll make more sense when I show you the dashboard, guys. But you basically upload the images. The only two tiles that are an exception at the moment are the Book Now tile and the About tile. Currently, the Book Now tile will show the availability graph that's on My Local Salon. And the About tile will show your business logo. However, we have got an update coming shortly. If you'd prefer to have your own image on there instead of those two options, if you upload that in there now, when that update happens, your clients will see that image instead of those default options. All right, quickly the custom tiles. So all these are just a custom tile that goes to a URL. So to answer Carl's question there, the custom tile does need to go to a URL. Sorry, Carla, not Carl. Pardon me. So it does need to go to a URL. So like I said before, you may want this going to your website or social media pages, anything you'd like, so long as it's a URL. Okay, so any questions on the tiles? Nope. I think we're good. Let's move on to the dashboard. So this is your dashboard. So this is the main home screen that your clients will see on the app. You will probably spend a bit of time in here wanting to make it look really good and lay this out. Again, you might want to have your phone with you, looking at the app on your phone as you make changes, because you really want to make sure that this really looks good and is easy to use for your clients. So you basically just pick things up and drag them around. So you've got a few options here. You can either have 2 items, 3 items, or 1 item per row. So as we can see the My Appointments one here, I kind of want that just to be 1, which is why the banner image is going to look so great. If you put something in a row on its own, let me just show you guys. Okay, we'll go Meet the Team. So see how Meet the Team looks a little funny? It will turn it into a banner, but it means it's going to zoom right in and it might crop out part of the image that you want to be there. So what I'd recommend is you lay out your dashboard, save it, close the app on your phone and reload it and have a look at how it lays out on there and if you're happy with it. You can move things around in here. A bit of advice for you guys, try and not probably have too many tiles on here. You don't want your clients scrolling and scrolling and scrolling trying to find things. You also don't want it to be cluttered as well. So try and use images that are really sleek, easy to read, easy to see. But certainly once you've done this and saved it, you might find yourself going back into the tiles menu, like I said before, adding different images, and then certainly get your employees to have a bit of a look and see if they can use it easily after you've set it up and they understand what everything does. Any questions on the dashboard? Yes, Sam, so only 3 per row, so that's a max of 3. Otherwise, it would start to get very cluttered, I think. No, the dashboard doesn't change if you flip the phone to landscape mode. All right, I think that's it. If you guys think of anything else, feel free to pop it in the chat box. Okay, so how are your clients going to download this app once you've got it set up? It is nice and easy. So it's available through the App Store as well as the Google Play Store. You first of all need to choose out of the 5 which one's most relevant to you. And they just need to search that in the App Store or Google Play. They need to search it in all one word, like you can see here. And then once it finds it, they simply just need to choose to download it. It's a free app. And it's going to ask for that business code, will be the first screen it takes them to, which is why it's important to choose an easy business code and something that your clients can type in. The business code is not case sensitive, but it is space sensitive. I can't remember if I said that before. So you want to make sure that, for example, mine was Peppermint Park with a space. So when you tell your clients to pop the business code in, make sure you tell them which way that they need to type it. All right, so once they enter in the business code, it's basically going to ask them to log in. So on this little video here, when it catches up, sorry, it's fuzzy, guys. Okay, it's going to ask them to log in. So if they've previously made an online booking, they simply just use those login details that they've used before. Otherwise, if they're new, it's going to ask them to either log in with Facebook or simply enter in their email address and fill out the card. And then it'll take them straight through to your dashboard and you'll see all your theming and images that you've chosen. So nice and easy, right? Okay, so making a booking. So there's several of the tiles that you can actually make a booking through. You can make a booking through the My Appointments tile, the Services tile, the Meet the Team tile, but probably the most obvious one will be the Book Now tile. So let me show you guys what it does. So when you hit Book Now, you simply choose a service and it will show the descriptions if you've got them. They then choose an employee. Again, this is why it's important to have their pictures there. And I'm just going to pause the video here. So this is an important screen. This is where they can either choose to add another service, or they simply use the tabs and the icons down here to find a time slot that suits them. After they choose the time slot, they'll be asked to confirm the appointment, and then they'll receive a message to say that it's been received. If you've got the email confirmation turned on, they'll receive an email confirmation immediately. The appointment will also immediately show in the My Appointments tile, so they can see what future appointments they've got coming up. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do, now that we understand how to set up the app and how your clients are going to use it, is you need to tell them about it for them to download it. So what we've done for you is we've created some really snazzy templates in Set and Forget Marketing that are super easy to edit so that you can send out an email to your clients to let them know that you have this fabulous new app. So once you're logged into Set and Forget Marketing, go to your template library. And what you'll notice is you've got this new category here called the mySALONapp. If we select on there, you'll see that you have 5 different templates, one for each of the different industries, depending on which app you're going to be advertising to your clients. So let's do the mySALONapp. I'm going to hit edit. There's only 2 things you need to do in here, so it's nice and easy. So you just need to put your logo in. So you right click and go insert image, hit on the browse icon. And if you've already got your logo in your gallery, you simply hit select. Otherwise, you hit the choose file and upload one from your computer. So I'm going to select my logo and just make it a little smaller. And my logo is now in. The only other thing you need to do is insert whatever that business code was that you chose. Check you spelt it correctly, very important. And then that's it. If I go to preview this, it looks awesome. And all the other fields in here, such as company name and your address down the bottom, should pre-populate. These 2 icons here take your clients directly through to the right links so that if they're viewing this email on their phone, it'll actually take them directly into the App Store to download it, which is great. Just make sure when you do send this out after you do your design that you do check that all of these fields populated correctly. You also check the links. Make sure that everything's spelled correctly and check your subject heading as well. And that's how you'll tell your clients about the app. Easy, hey guys. Sarah's excited. Good to hear. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today's content. Does anyone have any questions? I'll give you guys a moment. While I'm waiting for those, I'll just let you know that obviously this recording will be posted on our website. You're also welcome to ask any questions through our Facebook page or send us an email. The email address is support@shortcuts.com.au. If you have any trouble setting up your app, you can ring through to support on 1300 667 374. Okay, so it doesn't look like I've got any other questions. If you're thinking of anything, guys, do feel free to call or email through. Good luck setting up your apps, and I can't wait to see all your great designs.